Welcome to St. Paul Evangelical Lutheran Church this Saturday, June 11th, in Carlisle, Pennsylvania. Our first reading is going to be Luke 2:41 to 52. The boy Jesus in the temple. Now every year his parents went to Jerusalem for the festival of the Passover, and when he was 12 years old, they went up as usual for the festival. When the festival was ended and they started to return, the boy Jesus stayed behind in Jerusalem, but his parents were unaware of this. Assuming that he was in the group of travelers, they went on a day's journey. Then they started to look for him among their relatives and friends. When they did not find him, they returned to Jerusalem to search for him. After 3 days, they found him in the temple, sitting among the teachers, listening to them and asking them questions. And all who heard him were amazed at his understanding and his answers. When his parents saw him, they were astonished, and his mother said to him, "Child, why have you treated us like this? Your father and I have been anxiously looking for you." And he said to them, "Why were you searching for me? Did you not know that I must be in my father's house?" But they did not understand what he said to them. Then he went down with them and came to Nazareth and was obedient to them. And his mother treasured all these things in her heart. And Jesus increased in wisdom and in years and in divine and human favor. The story of the young boy Jesus, finding his way into his father's house, talking among the priests, trying to understand where they were coming from, and imparting his bits of wisdom, of course divinely centered. And wouldn't that have been terrifying to realize that, assuming that your child is with all your relatives and friends because they've been sharing this festival together, and it wasn't unusual. And of course everyone assumed everyone was there, and then a day later not to be able to find him and to spend 3 days in Jerusalem looking, I would have been beside myself with worry. And here he is in the midst of the priests, listening and absorbing and sharing and questioning. Our young Christ, a mother's trial, I'm sure. The next reading is going to be Proverbs 4. First section is called Parental Advice. Listen, children, to a father's instruction, and be attentive that you may gain insight. For I give you good precepts. Do not forsake my teaching. When I was a son with my father, tender and my mother's favorite, he taught me and said to me, "Let your heart hold fast my words. Keep my commandments and live. Get wisdom, get insight. Do not forget, nor turn away from the words of my mouth. Do not forsake her, and she will keep you. Love her, and she will guard you. The beginning of wisdom is this: get wisdom. And whatever else you get insight. Prize her highly, and she will exalt you. She will honor you if you embrace her. She will place on your head a fair garland. She will bestow on you a beautiful crown." And this is admonitions to keep the right path. "Hear, my child, and accept my words, for the years of your life may be many. I have taught you the way of wisdom. I have led you in the paths of righteousness. When you walk, your step will not be hampered, and if you run, you will not stumble. Keep hold of instructions, do not let go. Guard her, for she is your life. Do not enter the path of the wicked, and do not walk in the way of evildoers. Avoid it, do not go on it. Turn away from it and pass on, for they cannot sleep unless they have done wrong. They are robbed of sleep unless they have made someone stumble, for they eat the bread of wickedness, and they drink the wine of violence. But the path of the righteous is like the light of dawn, which shines brighter and brighter until full day. The way of the wicked is like deep darkness. They do not know what they stumble over. My child, be attentive to my words. Incline your ear to my sayings. Do not let them escape from your sight. Keep them within your heart, for they are life to those who find them, and healing to all their flesh. Keep your heart with all vigilance, for from it flows the spring of life. Put away from you crooked speech, and put devious talk far from you. Let your eyes look directly forward, and your gaze be straight before you. Keep straight the path of your feet, and all your ways will be sure. Do not swerve to the right or to the left. Turn your foot away from evil. What I love about this passage is where, after talking about what it is that we are to be listening to and searching and how to keep things straight in our heart and keep on the straight way, it talks about how bright our life can be if we keep to that bright path. I love where it says, on the path of righteous is like the light of dawn, which shines brighter and brighter until full day. I mean, isn't that just what you can see and imagine and feel the warmth and love that comes from that? So my friends, keeping on the right path not only gives us a safe and better abode, but it certainly does keep us in God's light. I'm going to read now from Psalm 8. And this is another very pretty reading, more like a prayer. O Lord, our sovereign, how majestic is your name in all the earth. You have set your glory above the heavens. Out of the mouths of babes and infants you have founded a bulwark because of your foes, to silence the enemy and the avenger. When I look at your heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon and the stars that you have established, what are human beings that you are mindful of them, mortals that you care for them? Yet you have made them a little lower than God and crowned them with glory and honor. You have given them dominion over the works of your hands. You have put all things under their feet, all sheep and oxen and all the beasts of the field, the birds of the air and the fish of the sea, whatever passes along the paths of the sea. O Lord, our sovereign, how majestic is your name in all the earth. Isn't that so true? It is amazing when you reflect on how He has given us all the power and the wisdom to control all that He has created. And yet, are we doing it well? Are we truly stewards of what He has given us? Not just the food and not just our plants and our environment, but each other, humankind. I struggle to understand how man can not be more humane to fellow men, but also how we can take advantage of all that He's given us and not understand its true value and worth, and how it is not a limitless supply. We plunder, we overuse, we don't even use everything that we have. We throw so much away. Yes, we are God's keepers of all that He's created, but are we keeping them well? I think we must do better, and I strive to be an example of how to do that. And I try to teach my children and their children and all of my great-grandchildren the importance of what we have and the importance to care for that and share it and give generously. Because God will never short us. He always gives me what I need. So my friends, go in peace, share God's love, and have a delightful and wonderful day. And we will talk again.